Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back here to the Just 2019 World Indoor Bowls Championships, live at Potters Leisure Resort. So, coming up next this evening, Alex Marshall, MBE, plays one of our overseas qualifiers in the shape of Ray Martin from New Zealand. And speaking of our overseas qualifiers, we're going to show you a quick videotape when we caught up with a few of them earlier.
My name is Boaz Marcus. I'm from Israel. I've been playing bowls for 27 years.
I'm Jordi from Hong Kong. I've been playing for PBA for about 10 years. It takes about 30 hours to change at Dubai and to UK here. And this is my second time to be playing in Potters. In Hong Kong, it's popular playing outdoor and both indoor. And my club have both greens, indoor, outdoor. And I think the green speed, the pace is like 18 seconds, so it's similar to the portable ring right now, up to 18 or 19 seconds.
I always describe it as changing from playing in sand and playing on glass, because the speeds are very, very different. I'm very, very lucky. I have a great coach up in Scotland, so I've been here a few days before. But it just gave me some sort of an idea of and the changes that I needed to make in a very short time. And that's part of the hardest part for the international bowlers, the changeover and to adapt a very short time to the speed. Every time I've been here was a special atmosphere, and it's still here, so it's just great to be here. And I'm sure I'm speaking on behalf of all of the bowlers, especially the international ones and the non-ranked players.
The environment in Potters, I think, is one of the best club or one of the best resorts in the world.
Well, there we go. That's what some of our overseas qualifiers had to say about their experience here to the UK and to the World Indoor Bowls Championships. So let's have a little look at our match officials. So for this evening's game, our umpire this evening is Alan Thornhill, the marker is Dan Blewett, and on the shot clock is Mike Davies. So we're going to go live down to the green now with our MC for the evening, which is Mr. Stuart Morrison. Over to you, Stuart.
Very good evening and welcome. We are here live at the International Arena here at Potters Resort for the Just World Indoor Bowls Championship, where tonight 2 players will play for that all-important place in the next round. So without further ado, let's bring out the players. Our first gentleman this evening is new here to the competition. He is the 2018 National Inter-Centre Champion. Please welcome, all the way from New Zealand, Ray Martin. The next gentleman we're going to bring out for you is a 6-time World Indoor Champion. Just last week, he was awarded the Lifetime Achievement Award. All the way from Scotland, please welcome Alex Marshall, MBE. Have a good game, Alex. Cheers. I'm now going to hand you over to your commentators for this game, Jason Parkinson and Francis Fletcher.
Thank you very much, Stuart. Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome back with us for another grueling first round game here at the World Indoor Bowls Championships for 2019, sponsored by Just. And in the box, Francis Fletcher. Thanks for joining us this evening, Francis.
Yes, good evening. Nice to be up here again.
So, interesting game. Another overseas player. Always great to see new faces joining the World Bowls Tour.
Well, it isn't to a certain extent. I doubt Alex has come across Ray in the past, so I doubt he'll be apprehensive, but he may well be surprised at perhaps the quality that Ray can bring to the singles tonight.
Yeah, that's right. You know, Alex will go through his own match preparation. Not much more we can say really about Alex. You know, he's probably one of the best bowlers we've ever seen. There's been many of them, but Alex Marshall is certainly up there.
Well, that's a good lead-off.
So So Ray Martin from the Windy City Bowling Club in New Zealand. Thought I picked up the wrong profile at one point.
I think we'll find that Wellington and Chicago are the two windiest cities in the world.
If you can't stay with us for this evening's game, you can catch up with the results later on. WorldBowlsTour.tv as usual. If you are joining us on the live stream this evening, welcome to you. And as we have got one of our match officials here, if there's any questions you need to ask on rules, bowls related, just drop them into us and I'll get answered for you. So, Alex off to a flying start.
Yeah, 3 good bowls really, all centre finishes. Ray just needs a little adjustment in his weight.
Yeah, Ray's a sports coordinator, 29 years of age, from New Zealand.
Quite an array of sports he's done as well.
Certainly is. Netball, basketball,
Short one, the
cricket.
gap is about 13 inches.
It's always hard being an overseas qualifier coming to the venue, playing on something like the portable rink. It's very, very different to anything you play on.
I'm just wondering if he's got a New Zealand game where they draw or drive and not much in between.
Well, if he has, it'll certainly suit the rink.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's given this a chance.
Just needs a touch on something. Yeah,
Well
good
played.
ball.
Slightly unfortunate, but it's a good ball.
One red.
The important thing for Ray is not to give Alex a soft 4 on the first end.
That's right. You know, Alex is aware that, like we've just said, it is a unique experience here, so it does normally take the overseas players just a few ends just to settle down, and Alex will want to take advantage of that and just try and score as many points as he can early on. This is home for Alex. He's done so well here over the years.
I'd love to know how many games he's played on the portable.
Dread to think.
Yeah. Might be a good exercise for our statisticians. See what Alex's win ratio is on this carpet. It must be phenomenal.
I'll let you do that one.
Thanks for that. All the best ideas.
Didn't like that. Put it down very tight.
One shot, Alex Marshall.
Well, it's only a 1. No major disasters.
Set score 1-0 after one end.
If you are new to the game or just joined in, just let you know what's going on. 2 sets this evening of 9 ends, and then if each player wins 1 set each, we have a tie break system, which is just 3 ends. It's always good to see new people on the stream. We had about 14 different countries joining us earlier on. Well, I just don't know whether this will reach. I don't think it has.
Not for the first time this week. I think 1 or 2 players have been caught out by the speed of the carpet, and when they try and get to a minimum jack, it's just slightly underjudged.
So up to Ray now to set the length. Alex will still get first bowl.
Jack length 28 metres.
I think it must be quite intimidating to have your first game as a qualifier up against a 6-time world champion.
Well, they don't really come much harder, that's a certain. But sometimes I think people just relish something like that, you know. There's not many chances you can get to enter a competition and end up playing, you know, 6 times world champion at the sport, and that's just this.
On level terms as well.
That's it.
Yeah.
You know, if you go outdoors, he's won numerous world, Commonwealth titles.
Interesting looking at the player profile. He's
Which one of 6 pages?
well, yes. I mean, he's filled 3 sides of A4. Won his first world title in 1998. Sorry, 99. Potter's World Indoor Singles, 99. 20 years ago.
So first world title 20 years ago, and wouldn't surprise me if he doesn't win another.
Plenty of time.
Certainly is. It's a game for all ages, all disabilities. It's fantastic. Sorry, he's just gone a bit longer, but just caught himself out here. Just dropped a few short.
Bowling Jack, the gap is 3 inches.
I think it's fair to say there's never any easy games in the second round, but the winner of this has certainly got a fair opponent lined up and waiting.
The shape of Nicky Brett.
Indeed.
And well played. 3 great bowls. Slightly narrows the target as well.
3 red.
I think we might see if Ray's got the big gun in the locker. Looks to be shaping up.
Yeah, he's winding up for it.
Well, he's no worse off.
No, he's certainly not. Talking about winning more world titles, of course Alex is in the pairs final on Monday, 1 o'clock. It's been on live on television. His partner in crime, Paul Foster, against Nick Brett and Greg Harlow. That's a cracking final.
I think I've got a ringside seat for that one.
Have you really?
I think I'm umpiring it.
Well, again, finishing down the centre. He's just got to go again.
I think his only hope is just to clear as many out as he can.
Yeah. Sometimes you just got to
Looks as though he's
get
drawing
your
there.
accuracy right. He's not going any quicker, is he?
No, that's a big call.
Well, how about this?
If he can squeeze past that front
Just
bowl.
giving up.
Oh,
18
okay.
inches, he was on there.
Yeah.
3 shots. Alex Marshall.
That was a good effort after an all-out
Set
drive.
score 4-0 after 2 ends.
A few late dinner people just coming in, filling up the auditorium.
Just coming in for that evening fix of the bowls.
Jack length 24.5 metres.
Another full packed programme for you tomorrow. The ladies join us tomorrow. See the quarterfinals of the World Mixed Pairs.
With some very interesting combinations as well.
Very interesting
Yeah.
combinations, yeah.
Some new. We've got the defending champions here as well. And a couple of new faces as well, making up the lady half of the mixed pairs.
Yeah, New Zealand join us for that one as well.
Yes. And the Channel Islands represented.
Yep, Alison.
No, it's 2-inch gap.
Alex won't be treating this lightly. He'll want to get his game face on and put in a good performance.
Certainly will. I think his gameplay will be to get off as quick as he can.
Two red.
He's finding good lines, just slightly pushing through. So he's getting a little bit disheartened. Just needs to keep plugging away.
And Alex is playing a smart game by keeping the jack length fairly short, where, you know, half a metre at 23 metres is huge compared to half a metre at 29.
Certainly is.
Big difference there. Not bad with this.
Well, certainly give that a go.
Yeah, very good.
Good ball, good second.
One red.
It's a very old saying, but it works every time. If you can't get shot, get second.
Yeah, if you're going to lose anything, you want to be losing ones. Only 9 end sets, they can soon slip
Yeah.
away.
One red.
I wonder if you might just try arriving down on this to spring the jack. Difficult shot. Is he just going to draw around?
Play the forehand just round. Very narrow. It'll go quick down here.
One shot, Alex Marshall.
Set score 5-0 after 3 ends.
I think it's important for Ray to not be disillusioned or downhearted just because he's not on the board. He's still got to fight to put in a good performance. As soon as you win an end, you can control the jack length then.
Yeah, that's right. I think he just needs to just settle down, just get a little bit of consistency together. Sometimes you see with the
Jack
overseas
length,
players
27.5
or
metres.
some of the qualifiers, it just takes that first set for them just to settle in there, just get used to it. It's very different when you practice at maybe 7 o'clock in the morning and it's an empty room.
It's interesting that Alex is varying the jack length as well. He's not giving Ray a chance to settle.
Nope, again, just showing his experience.
And of course, being an open singles, if any of the viewers fancy a crack at getting through to here, you just look up the PBA website, find where the qualifiers are.
Yeah,
And
there's
give
quite
it
a
a
few
go.
countries now, isn't there, to
Yeah.
choose from?
Yeah.
Website Professional Bowling Association. Go onto that website, you can select your own country if it's there. It'll give you all the details that's needed, how to join. Pick a qualifying date, turn up, and just take your chance on the day. And you could be here. Don't forget, it's an open singles, like Francis has just said, so we mainly see a lot of the men in this singles event, but It is an open, so if you're a lady and you manage to win your qualifying session, you could be here too. Has been done before.
Was it 2 or 3 years ago when we had 3 ladies in the open draw?
Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
If you
One
look
green.
back, I think Margaret Johnson.
3.5
very
feet
well in one of
past
them.
Jack
Yes. Wonderful bowler she was.
Well, a bit of a loose end here for Alex.
Mm.
So, chance now just to double up.
Good wide line. Steers clear of the front. It's in with a shout.
Yeah, well played. It's enough.
2 green.
There's just enough room for Alex to squeeze around now. Probably got, what, 14 inches to draw, something like?
Yeah, just over a foot. Well, just needs to run.
Well, Ray, you should be on the board in a minute.
Well, good chance of a 3. Something very similar.
You don't want to be strolling down the rink at that pace too often.
No, I'm just wondering whether it's in this clock. Yeah, plenty of time. I just wonder whether I'd noticed that or not.
What's the rush? Just overcooked it. On the board, though.
2 right.
Well done.
2 shots. Ray Martin.
Set score 5-2 after 4 ends.
Well, interesting to see what length he goes for now.
Jack length 26.5 metres.
So looking for a good opener. Just going to drop this though.
Alex didn't look too keen on that one. Reasonable correction.
Yep, 18 inches away.
One red. Your last bowl, 2 feet short of Jack High.
So really, whatever happens, Ray, you've got to be arriving. Give yourself a chance.
a good effort.
One
Just
red.
slightly slipped through. Finished in a decent place.
I think 2 or 3 ends now he's stepped his way up to the jack. You know, just increasing every time. If he just pushes through and at least gets a back bowl first up.
Slightly easier to work backwards.
Yeah, it is, yeah. And at least the back bowl's in the game.
Well, they're all finding a good line here.
Two red.
Yeah, keep your eye on the clock, right?
There you go, a bit of a sprint on then. I think though sometimes you leave it last minute. When you're on the mat, it's got to be subconsciously affecting you.
You've got a timeout, and sometimes you just need to not exactly waste one, but use it.
I just think you need to get a bit of a move on, really.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people are not used to playing with a shot clock. You can't just be moseying on down the green. You've got to get back to the mat. Give you time to settle, just compose yourself.
Try and get the breathing under control, heart rate down. Relentless from Alex though.
Blewett going in there with the chocks, just to hold the ball up.
Umpire. One red, measure for second and third.
So Alan Thornhill, our senior umpire on the team, doing the measuring tonight.
Jack of all trades, your officials.
It's just the team ethic. There are 3 separate individuals out there officiating, but we all cover each other and rotate through the various duties.
3 shots. Alex Marshall.
Well, it's still 3 shots to Alex Marshall. So extends the lead, 8 shots to 2. And speaking of the interesting mixed pairs tomorrow, let's just have a little look. Jamie Chesney is playing with Leslie Doig of Scotland, and Greg Harlow with Catherine Rednall. Stuart Anderson paired with Alison Merrion of the Channel Islands. Nick Brett with our overseas lady, Helen Carman from New Zealand. Robert Paxton
Jack length 24 and a
in
half
there
meters.
as well. He's on in the afternoon games.
Let me just check my rotor on that. Rob is playing with Ellen Faulkner.
Helen is the Bromley qualifier. Darren Burnett with Julie Forrest, so good Scotland team there. Paul Foster's playing with my co-commentator Janice Gower, and David Gourlay playing with the lovely Melanie. So some really interesting and really competitive games there tomorrow.
Yeah, Julie's just racked up a 7th Scottish singles title. It's no mean feat in itself.
Certainly not out of Scotland.
One or two interested spectators. I saw
One red.
Leslie Doig watching the matches this afternoon from the grandstands.
Oh yeah.
Just spotted Catherine Rednall out there, eyeing up the opposition for later.
Ball from Alex there.
2 red.
He's just arrived down the forehand now.
Yeah,
Nice little target.
little shoulder bowl just on the left hand side. It's not a bad effort for a time bowl, just needs to hang on past his own short. Yeah, very difficult.
Well, certainly the shot to play, but it is difficult.
Really, you've got to persuade yourself that you're just drawing through the jack. Instead of trying to run it through, just try and draw through the jack. There's every chance coming off the shoulder bowl there. I think this set
Alex is
is,
happy with the 2.
yeah, this set is running out fairly quickly now.
It's a very well placed bowl. Covers the 2 green balls, covers the spot.
Similar weight, but just on a drawing line.
Well, he's just overcorrected this. Just drift by.
Two shots. Alex Marshall.
Set score 10-2 after 6 ends.
So 3 ends remaining.
Yeah, it's a big ask.
Yeah, Alex just needs to win this end. If he wins this end, go into the next set.
Jack legs 24 metres.
Crowd are still coming back. It's very busy here today.
It was. There was another check-in day today.
Good start there from Alex. Yeah, there's plenty to keep people occupied with here, even in between the breaks when the bowls is finished. Fantastic shows. I believe Frankie Valli's on at some point.
Yes, I understand he's, well, a tribute anyway.
Tribute. Been
Yes.
confirmed, I believe.
Not the man himself. Although I believe he is touring this country again this year. And of course there's always the Jersey Boys play to see. Not at Potters, but it is on the tour. And it was one of the Potters shows, I think, 3 years ago.
Yeah, 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah,
yes.
Jersey Boys tribute. And of course, those of us of an age know a lot of the words.
I'll stay in a safe place and not say anything. All right,
1 red.
good effort. Just needs to use these next few ends available just to start finding a little bit of consistency. Just find his pace. It is difficult.
How's the weight on this one? Now, see if he could get his first bowl past the jack, then he's got more options. I know it's a little bit further than he would have liked.
Alex can just get to this jack, took it out of sight.
So one bowl to save the first set. Do you draw or do you run? Nearly.
Now just needs to run.
He's
To run a long way.
under the weight. First set then.
So it's not to be in that first set.
One shot in the first set. Alex Marshall.
Marshall all the way, winning 6 of the 7 ends played, and takes this first set here of the World Championships 11 shots to 2. Clean slate, he needs to forget that now. Ray.
Yes.
Start again. Don't dwell on it.
It's often the case with qualifiers. They don't do so well in the first set, and then the second one is nip and tuck, and sometimes they actually pinch it, like Craig Remington last night.
Yeah, very close. He came on
Jack length,
really well in the
24.5
second set.
metres.
Like you say, he got hold of the jack, brought the mat right up, and really played well on the short jacks. Went to a tie break, just narrowly missed out.
Three and a half feet.
Better track.
Oh, this is a
That's
great
good.
ball.
Very good. Well done.
Fabio one down, Alex.
He's just held on to it. Did fall against the jack, but just not enough. Oh. Alex's turn to fall against the jack. Little smile from Ray.
One green.
Really close. Not quite sure exactly who's on at the moment.
I haven't heard a call.
No, Dan had a look, but I've not heard anything yet.
No.
You won't want to have put the players off. Well, Alex is going for cover, so I'd probably say Alex is in.
Difficult to tell because there's a shot there to make it count.
Well, they're all smiling. So.
Yes. There's also a shot there to drop a couple.
In for a penny, in for a pound.
That's it.
Just go for it.
Well, timer. So difficult.
One shot, Ray Martin.
Yeah, one shot to Ray.
Sometimes when you're out there marking, you know, the players are so fast, you want to
Set
go
score
in for
0-1
to
after
see,
1
just to pass the information on, but you can't go in.
Nope.
And then commentators and spectators say, well, what's going on?
Yeah, exactly.
It's a very difficult balance sometimes. And then you sort of take a step in and lean over, and that doesn't work either because you don't get the angles right, so you just stand there, say nothing. At least you can't be wrong then.
Correct.
Jack length 27.5 metres.
The game I just marked, Nick Brett and Andy Squire, Nick held the shot which would have taken the first set, but I only had the briefest of look and just gave an indication of one red. And I thought I should call the set, but then if Andy had come down and asked for a measure, it looks a bit silly when you're at the other end. But we are very conscious of players on a shot clock, so we just be as quickly as we in and out as we can.
Yeah, there's a lot more to think about than some people
Yeah.
believe. You know, you don't want to be blocking any of the cameras. You have lots of cameras here, all automated, like little robots.
Yeah. You can't block the rink markers, which people take their line on. You can't stand too close. You can't stand too wide. You can't stand too forward, too back.
Your bowl, 2 feet past, Jack high.
You do very well.
Well, I have to say, before I started doing this, I thought this was the easiest job in the world. You know, single rink, no outside interference. You learn a different story when you have a go. And we had 3 trialists here earlier in the week, and they all did very well.
Yep, 3 new faces.
2 red.
Right, come on, Ray, nice adjustment now. Just like you say, leaving his first couple of balls short and just leaving himself just a little bit much to do.
Yeah. And the thing is, they're short enough to be out of the game as well. You can't just turn one up.
Just drifted by.
See, Dan's there. He wants to have a look and then he can't. Alex is on the mat. Have a brief wander across, then you're in the way of the camera.
Well, still left a chance here for Ray.
Yeah. That's better, Ray. Have a trot down the ring.
1 red.
Don't waste time.
Nearly gathered a speed of 3 miles an hour there. Such a tall guy. Now then.
See, even with a trot, still down to 3 seconds. Got an effort, you know.
The bowl or the jack.
Just
under.
tailing away. Oh. Could even be 2.
Still favourite just one, Alex. Your back one is probably third.
So just an indication from Dan, nothing binding on his say-so. He just favours it's only one still. Wide draw coming down.
Yeah.
Raised back bowl, if he can just sit on that. Possibility of 3.
A perfect ball. That was
like
absolutely perfect. You can see why he was asking the question now.
Yeah.
Three shots, Alex Marshall.
So a great 3 there from Alex Marshall. Asked the question for a reason. Executed it very well.
Set score 3-1 after 2 ends. Jack length 24.5 metres.
Especially when they're all about 74. So back to the short length.
Yeah, counter 3 on the last end for Alex. If he gets another 2 or 3 here, it's going to be difficult for Ray to get back.
Yeah, he's played a few decent bowls, you know.
Yeah.
Picked up the jack there. It's a little bit unlucky. You'll be fine when you are struggling a little bit. You get a little bit of bad fortune as well. Not had much practice. I think he only arrived a couple of days ago.
Yeah, I think it was Tuesday night I saw him.
Ball there from Alex. Francis just timing the speed of the green there, were you?
Yeah, just a rough calculation. It's not the 27 metres which we would use for the pace of the green, but it's slowed down a little bit from the fire that was on it when it was first laid.
On red.
So it does relax over a few days,
Your
especially
bowl,
now that it's
3
played
inches.
on for better part of 8 hours a day.
It's quite chilly today outside as well, so that'll affect it.
Yep.
Oh,
You'd be surprised actually the difference in temperature between the 2 ends of the ring.
Two red.
From Alex, but gives Ray just a little chance now. It's a very small adjustment in his last. He was very close. And just get to Alex's last ball. Get the shot. Just needs to run.
Just lacking. And it's harsh when I say just lacking. I mean, you're talking maybe 8 inches, that's all. Made Alex think, though.
Timeout called. Alex has 4 timeouts remaining.
So Alex decided on just a bit of cover there.
Don't want to make it any bigger. Right, Ray, I think you need to get a move on here. 14 seconds.
Time
Yep,
out.
there we go.
Ray has 4 timeouts remaining.
I don't think there's much option apart from the draw, really. Hitting it looks like the jack isn't going to come backwards. If it does, Alex has got that pretty much covered. Just looking for a trail on the jack or sitting off the back bowl.
Just needs to slightly increase his strength from his last one. Well,
Better line, just
in
arriving.
the area here. Nice
Alex
clean
likes
jack.
it. That's
well
a great
played.
ball.
That was a great ball there. Nice confidence boost.
And appreciation
On
from
shot,
Alex.
Ray Martin.
Yep, good sportsmanship.
Set score 3-2 after 3 ends.
Thing is, if a good bowl takes it, you appreciate that. So Ray just stretching it out to the tee,
Jack length 29.5 metres.
and we've got full length then. Tee to tee on the portable is 29.5 metres. And that's not bad, but you know, just arriving past it, Ray, that's what you need. Easy for me to be critical, sitting up here and just not good enough in the first place to actually get out there. But we never play a bad shot when we're out there. And I'd like to say that what I see out there I can take on board and improve my game, but I think I'm past that now.
Well, Ray, need to just throw the anchor out a little bit. Let's count him.
Yeah. But it's still better there, Jason.
Yes,
Your ball.
pass.
Yeah.
2.5 feet past.
He's playing slightly trickier this year. Speaking to some of the top seed players, quite a few of them have said they've been slightly quicker. The lines are a lot trickier this year. You see quite a few of them swapping and changing balls in the practice sessions.
1 green.
I think we've probably noticed it more because we've not used as much chalk spray as we normally do by this stage. So I think you can get reasonably close to targets without nailing them. And the spots have been very difficult to achieve this year so far. But the rink is settling. It won't be adjusted between now and the end of the tournament.
Sometimes we have to remember some of our overseas qualifiers. You know, they're qualifying from an outdoor bowls green. A lot of these countries don't have indoor surfaces.
Hi Jason, I'm having an influx of viewers again like we did this morning. A lot of people discovering it on feed or something of the game. Maybe if you get a moment just to run through the very basics, then that would be really helpful for people. Thank you.
Sorry, Martin's line 1. 13 or 14 inches room here just to slot another one in.
Needs to get a trot on again.
Very relaxed style. magic number.
Good line. Not off that one. Oh well.
Yeah, just slightly overplayed
One
again.
green.
Last ball coming down.
It's out on a good line.
Yeah,
Pace
good
will
one
decide
for
this
him.
one.
Just let it. Yeah. Well, Ray's going to square it
One
up.
shot.
then.
Ray Martin.
A little let off there for Ray. So his second set gets tied
Set score
now.
3-3 after 4 ends.
3 shots apiece after 4 ends. And getting a lot of interest on the stream. Obviously new viewers, Francis asking, what actually is this game? It gets mistaken for many different variations of the game.
Yes.
Bowls, bools, boccia. It's been called many things in many different countries. It's actually obviously flat green indoor bowls.
Jack length 29.5 metres.
Was started as lawn bowls many years ago. Going back to Sir Francis Drake. There's indoor and outdoor versions, and then in this country alone we have many different formats. We have federation bowls.
Yeah.
We have short mat bowls, which is played indoors on a lot smaller carpet. We also have crown green bowls,
Yeah.
completely different discipline. But within the game itself, flat green indoor bowls, what this is, we have loads of different disciplines and formats here for the television, and to make it more interesting for the crowd, we decide to play sets format. So the short end sets, so just 9 end sets with a tie break. And it just makes it not a one-horse race, so one player gets off to a really good start. No one really wants to see a game 21-3, something like that. So it just gives the underdog at the time, struggle on the first set, gives you time just to come back, set yourself, come back and still have a fighting chance. And with it being TV, we have a red and green colouring system. But if you go out there and watch flat green indoor bowls, there's like a Smarty collection now, it's numerous colours. You know, there's hundreds and hundreds of different colours.
And often more than one colour on a bowl.
That's right. It's very, very interesting.
4 inches.
So you got to get closest to the jack. The jack is actually the yellow object ball. That was a question that came up earlier in the question and answer sessions here. Why do they call it a jack?
I would suspect, you know, that the French
One green.
equivalent, where we think Jacques is from, was probably predated, because the bowls they play with are not weighted. They're just slightly more bulbous on one side than the other. That's what we call the bias, but they're not weighted. It's uniform throughout, and of course as the speed drops off, so the bias has a greater effect, and the turn increases.
Well played, Ray. Some good balls there. That's right, the centre of the bowl is technically just slightly off centre.
Yeah.
green.
Which gives it the ability to turn. But if you are just joining us, the wonderful thing about this sport is a lot of sports, if you take tennis, cricket, football, you know, you've got to be, you know, in
Time out.
really good condition. It's
Alex,
only
that's
available
3
for
timeouts remaining.
certain ages, should we say, where bowls you can enter. We've got young people competing in serious games from the age of 5 up to the age of 95. You know, there's all abilities here. Men, ladies, all disabilities. You have the visually impaired, people learning disabilities. It's just a fantastic sport to be part of. I think sometimes careers can sometimes hinder sportsmen and women. A lot of time and effort needed, but this is a game where you can be at the top of your game early on, give up for a few years and still come back and still compete to that really high level. That's the interesting thing about this game.
And as you've alluded to, it's all physical capabilities. One of the best bowlers in my home county, Warwickshire,
2 green.
has no arms. Plays with his feet. Not exactly kicks the ball, but he flicks the ball back onto the top of his foot, sends it down the ring, and I tell you, he's a mean, competitive player.
He is. I've seen him play a few times. It's absolutely just amazing just to watch.
Francis, that is rubbish. You're from Warwickshire, I'm from Solihull. What now? Joking, whereabouts?
Walbury.
I live in Dickens. Foreign? You must know where it is, though.
This is a really good ball if we can just get inside the red one. Well, 3 really good bowls here. Now Alex.
3 green.
Anyway, bye.
So,
3-3 on a pivotal end, halfway
well,
through.
Ray's actually put Alex under a lot of pressure for the first time in this game. It's a good 3. Now let's see. Won't want to find the gap.
Taking one out. And this is an indication of as to how, you know, an overseas player with limited carpet experience can get blown away in the first set and make a really good showing in the second set.
So Alex has conceded 2 shots. Ray might just opt to have these measured.
2 green, measure for third.
Red certainly looks closer on
It
the
does,
camera
yeah.
that we have, but sometimes the angle can just confuse people.
I think Alex is genuine enough that if he
Oh,
thought it was in, he'd concede it. But there looks to be quite a difference on that. Yeah, it certainly didn't take Alan long.
2 shots, Ray Martin.
Well, needs to just string just a few ends together. From the last 3 ends now, takes a 5-3 lead in this second set. 4 ends remaining.
And certainly at this level, players don't measure just for the sake of
No,
it.
not at all.
They're genuine in
Jack length,
conceding
29 and a
shots.
half metres.
Occasionally, you know, towards the end of a match, if it's really tight, you just need that confidence that your eyesight isn't deceiving you.
Especially like the other night when you were still on at, was it 3 minutes to midnight or something, you're on the green.
Yes. Yeah, that was
Score
a
is
long day.
3-5.
Well, he won't be happy with that. Just needs to just keep applying pressure. See him smiling.
I have to be careful around midnight because I turn into a pumpkin then.
Pleasant.
Yeah, that's a good lead off ball.
So, nice touch up. Get Mark with some spray chalk. Well, very
That's
well
a
played.
good reply.
What a fantastic ball. He's just been unlucky there. Just got a piece of the jack. One red.
1 red. Green 1 short, 8 inches from jack high.
You see Alex glance up into the atmosphere there. There's a big screen halfway down the arena on the side so that spectators can see what's going on. It just gives the players an indication. It's no more accurate than good effort there. No more accurate than you know, the screens that we look at here, but at least it shows roughly the position of bowls, and then they have every opportunity to ask the marker for some more exact directions.
All right. Needs to get back to the jack now. He's in the
He's
area.
coming.
It's going to be unlucky, I think. Oh dear. Dreadfully unlucky, but a great bowl.
1 red.
Well, it sort of locks the end down.
There's a just under a 1/4 inch gap.
Gonna have to work hard to make a pair out of this.
Gap on Ray's is 4.5 inches.
That might just help Ray if he wants to up the pace by a couple of feet. It's always nice if a shot's framed for you.
Yeah, it makes it bigger. It's only 1 down, so it's not a massive disaster.
Oh, speedy that time, down to 4.
Well, he's attacking this. Very narrow.
Difficult shot. Not much in the way of danger for Alex if he comes on the forehand.
Yeah, both hands are available. Plays the wide swinging bowl.
Stick into the backhand. Just arriving here. If you can lift the green bowl once.
Well, he's out on a good line. But looking just to get back and sit on these red and green bowls at the back. Fall back, he'll get the shot.
Good weight for it.
1 shot, Alex Marshall.
Oh, good header bowls.
Set score 4-5 after 6 ends.
The thing Alex won't want is to go to a tie break because it can be a bit of a lottery then.
That's right.
Always close it out in 2 sets if you can. Going for a minimum. Good judgment.
Jack leg, 24 metres.
Yeah, it's always harder to play a minimum length jack with the mat back. Like you say, you're playing to within inches. You can bring the mat up to the minimum mark and play your 23 metres that way. You get a 3 metre gap to play into here. It's a 3 metre tee.
But then relatively the ditch is a lot wider, isn't it? Because you're that much further back.
That's right.
I think Ray's done very well in this set.
It certainly has. But you don't want to get too disheartened, do you, early on?
No.
Just keep plugging away. Just try and create an opportunity for yourself.
Well, the thing is, you have to come here knowing you're a good player, and you can always pull out that one ball that makes a difference. Players, of course, can come up after any of the bowls they've played. They're on a shot clock. So in essence, they've got 30 seconds. They can do whatever they want with it. Don't need to ask permission to visit the head. Unlike the pairs where there's no shot clock, but there are conditions of play to cover visiting the head.
Two red.
Just a nice steady draw.
Three red.
Just looking at Alex's player profile, it's a while since he's won something here. He's going to be thinking he's due a win. Last win was the singles in 2015. Can you believe that?
Amazing, isn't it? Oh,
Yeah.
well played. That's a great recovery bowl. Asking it to bend.
How time flies.
One green.
He's trying to tilt that in. He's so chilled, isn't he? Miss Fluffy, he moves so slowly, and I'm just looking at his profile. It says, what would you like? What do you do? Items of interest. Anything running around. Anything running around a field with a ball. But not a bowling green. Well, I'm just going to take my time. Be nice.
That's it. Saunter up and down. Take the clock down to 3 seconds. Ample time.
Well,
Great
so
attitude to
played.
bring, though.
Yes, it is.
Well, plays a similar bowl. He can come inside and draw it clean, just outside and sit the green down. What he doesn't want is the back half of the jack and slice it to Alex's pair waiting.
Well, we're getting to the end of the set. You know, he's one ahead. He'll want to just put that gap between them. And a tight line.
Is he reaching? Oh. That was an opportunity.
One shot, Ray Martin.
Cheers, but he takes the
There we are.
shot there. So one more on his card. He's done very well this set.
Set score 4-6 after 7 ends.
He's won 5 of the 7 ends. And leads 6-4. Just that 3 on the second end. 2 big ends here now for the New Zealander. Can he just push Alex into this tie break?
Well, if he takes a single this end, stretch it out again.
Jack length 29.5 metres.
Oh, Ray. But one time you needed a good lead off.
He needs to win this through to a tie break. So if he wins the tie break, then yeah, Alex goes out. Just to let you know, there's a comment came through to producers here in the tournament office. Apparently, some of them can hear your voice in the background on the stream. Have you got something switched on?
No, it would only be through
Just one of the overseas players has just got back to Australia who says he can hear you. Just thought I'd let you know. Alright.
Better effort there from Ray. Just not quite in.
Just over 2 feet from Jack High.
It's a really big end for Ray if he can win this. Or alternatively, not really drop more than one. At least he's got the last bowl then in the final end.
Yep, Alex is closing the end down.
No, Ray's no worse. In actual fact, he's better off there now.
One red.
Can't give Alex too many chances.
He's having a look. Having a look.
Going to be unlucky again, I think.
Wow,
No, he's got it full enough.
wow.
Well played. That was a great ball. managed to just get down in time.
1 green.
I thought he was just going to flick it behind the red ball. Slipped through, but it's finished okay.
Ray needs to match the back bowl there. Prevent Alex getting a 2. Goes into the last end 1 up with the last bowl. Every chance of taking a set then.
I think if I was Ray, I'd draw for another, because I think even if he fails, Francis, I think you know, if Alex gets a 1, he only has to score 1 the next end. If Alex scores a 2 here, he still has to score 1 the next end. So I think he just needs to take this opportunity just to try and get a double and put that 3 shots between them. It's not easy, I know.
Wow.
Well played. Yeah, I think it was the right ball.
How many timeouts for Alex? 3.
Alex just checking how many timeouts available he's got. 3 was the answer.
I don't see Alex being short on this.
Nope.
From that angle, it looks like he might run the forehand at the pair.
Yep.
You've still got the backhand draw for a trial.
Alex has
The
2
target will
timeouts.
be just to score 1.
He's looking at the gap. It's not much of a gap, and it's on a stagger as well. That's the only thing. Certainly on an angle to look at it.
Just looks easier to just reach down the backhand.
Yep.
Pick up the jack for 1 or 2. Land on the 2 green balls. Be very close as well. Or you play straight down the middle, very
He's
firm.
shaping up.
On the forehand, which looks like he's going to play. Play the 2 balls away. Well, this set is becoming very, very interesting. It's the young lad from New Zealand. Ray takes a 2.
2 shots, Ray Martin.
Barring a disaster, Ray's got the second set.
Set score 4-8 after 8 ends.
And you have to give him credit. That's a great comeback from the first set.
Certainly is. It's dug deep. I think he's motoring
He's
with this
cooking
jack.
with this.
He's going back.
Little squirt of adrenaline, I think, there.
I think so. You think it'd be the easiest thing in the world to send the jack, wouldn't you? Goes in a straight line.
Yeah.
You don't have to get round anything.
But what a psychological
Battling
blow if he
25
nails
metres.
his first bowl now on Alex's jack. Not to be, though.
No. Psychological blow might be the opposite way around. Yeah.
Now, if this was curling, that would be called, I think, putting the guard in first.
I tried it once, I couldn't even stay on my feet. But remember, Alex needs 4,
Yeah.
so he only has to play a good one.
Better line.
Definitely further. Needs to stop. And slip through. Mentioned a few times over the last few days the importance of the jack. People don't believe how important it is, even when you play league games and playing teams, you know, the leads. It's an important role. Putting the jack in the right position.
Well, yeah, the common saying is chuck the jack up, but it should be cast, and it should be, you know, a decision as to where you want it, because being the object, you control the game.
That's correct.
Two red.
Well, Ray, you've left yourself a bit of a job now.
Certainly has. Put himself under all kinds of pressure here. Well, it's a big bowl now.
Three red.
Not much of a target to run, so you just got to beat the back pair. If you can lock a bowl in. It's a big ask, though.
Ray, Alex's last bowl has just fallen down. No change.
Yeah, just needs to.
Don't lose your bowl, Ray.
No.
Oh, down to 2.
Oh.
Not
Oh
happy.
dear. Well, I think Alex Marshall has just been given a lifeline here.
He has. He's got a yard for game, and the disaster may just about happen.
Well, 3 minutes ago this set was looking certain for Ray.
If there was ever a play you didn't want to give a yard for game,
I want to give him a foot.
it would be Alex in this mood. What a
Probably.
shame.
Yep. All that
Seven,
from
please, thank you.
just lobbing a jack up. It is a shame. Still got to be played. So, backhand draw here for Alex. Anything within 4 feet of the jab. Sees him through.
He's struggling.
Never.
Oh, unbelievable.
3 shots, Alex Marshall. Second set, Ray Martin. Match tiebreak.
Well,
I'm not sure who's more surprised.
well, interesting last end there. And I put my mortgage on that one. However, it's Ray Martin from New Zealand takes the second set there. 8
First
shots
match
to 7.
tiebreak end. Alex won the toss.
So
Give
we
the
go
jack to
into
Ray.
the 3-end tiebreak, ladies and gentlemen. And it just slightly changes here if you're not used to it. So it goes down to ends 1, not accumulated shots. So it's the first player to win 2 out of the 3 ends.
You know, there's some things that you see and you just don't believe. and that's really one of them.
It's really strange.
Jack length 29.5 metres.
Sometimes you speak to players, they'd rather have a foot to draw
Yeah.
than 2 yards. You see, especially outdoors, sometimes you get a dislodged jack outdoors on the outside of the rink and you think, oh, I've got 3
Yeah,
or
a
4
bit of fresh
yards there.
grass, yeah.
You start saying to yourself, it's a bit heavier. I've seen it done many a time where you think it's so heavier out there, so
Yeah.
I'm going to put a bit of weight in it and it flies off.
Or it doesn't bend.
It could, well, that's the other thing that does, yes. Interesting. Nothing worse than seeing your ball drift out the side of the rink.
Yes.
So anybody's game at the moment now. Scores are levelled. Just shows you sets game. Alec Marshall wins the first set 11-2 quite comfortably. Ray Martin comes fighting back to win the second set just by 1 shot, but it's all level. Doesn't matter. gutted at that, but Alex Marshall, with all his experience, he'll know how to handle that.
Yes, 5 inches past jack high. One red.
Just got to run on this line, a bit up and down this end.
Yes, a bit erratic this end. I think sometimes it might have been worth just playing for that on a tie break.
Well, yes, you got the back bolt waiting. It's just, running down the forehand. Thing is, he's got limited shot option now. And you don't often get 2 chances. There we are.
Yeah.
2 red.
Alex has been a bit unlucky there. He wanted to finish just the other side of the jack. Backhand's pretty well blocked up. But he can still play down this forehand, get to Alex's last bowl. It's a personal choice. Every player has a special hand that they like.
You might be close there.
Time
That's
out.
good thinking, right?
Yeah, down the forehand. Bowl or jack. Well, this is having a look.
He's got an effort with this,
Is it clean? Wants to come with it.
Yeah,
Just going
no.
too far, I think. He's just been unlucky there. Something that's slightly fuller in the face.
How's the back bowl looking?
5 yours. Timeout called.
Well, he's taking a
Alex, there's
timeout.
2 timeouts remaining.
Well, this is where your eyes can deceive you. Even though he's got Dan up there helping him, Alex is playing a little bit of insurance. Yard for shot. That's the yard between the 2 bowls, really, not bowl to jack. Nothing worse than declaring the end and losing the measure.
And on a wide draw line. Here it comes now.
He's not reaching, is he?
This will probably just fall away. It has
Well.
done. There is a bowl just behind the jack there. Now you can see it. There's a green bowl lurking.
Certainly red on that angle
Take a
looking at the
shot.
pair,
I was
but
going
it's
to
the
say from
back
what we
bowl
saw
that's-
here.
yeah.
Yes.
Take these
I
reds
haven't seen
away, Alex, these outside
from
ones.
above the back green bowl. Well, it's obviously between
There
the
we
back one
are.
then. I was going to say it looked like it definitely beat the front green
Yeah.
one. That's been removed, so it is between the 2 there. Now, big measure this.
Crucial. Yeah.
First end, Alex Marshall.
Yeah, like you say, Alex has gone back just to play that as a bit of insurance.
Yeah.
Ray has
The
4
interesting
timeouts
thing
remaining.
is when the bowls are roughly a yard or so apart, or a yard from the jack, I find that the most difficult to gauge because you can't get all 3 objects in your vision at the same time. So you glance in one to the other, and more often than not, it's different from the other side.
So advantage back to Alex Marshall.
Jack length,
Needs
24 and a
to
half
win this
metres.
end to secure his place. Ray Martin will be doing everything possible just to drag this out, take it all the way.
It's a bit of a canny game, this, because Alex has set the length, and then having got the shot, he then's got to try and cover all eventualities for a shot which he may not budget Ray playing with the last bowl.
Again, just dropping short with that first bowl. Done that quite a few times.
But at least it's not in the way.
Yep, just needs to give himself a chance though. This is a tie break, needs to be arriving.
Now I would say the seeded players would run at this second bowl. Certainly can't be short. Alex has not exactly framed it, but he's given a target.
Yeah, Ray's playing this difficult pace, it'll hold by now.
Yep. But then that bowl
Too
is
bad.
something Alex has got to deal with now. Going for cover. Choosing the spot rather than the bowl.
Yep. He's forcing Ray to play the difficult pace,
Yep.
that's what he's doing. It's a lot harder to play controlled pace. As you can see, look, goes very quick, it's really difficult. I think he should be just drawing this. So he's missed by quite a margin there.
If anything, he's not even made the length.
No. He's struggled with the timing bowls, but he's played some really good just up to a shot bowl or just up to the jack.
Thing is, if he's just overdrawing, he's got probably 4 feet past Alex's 2 shots to bring the back green in, and about 2 yards short of Alex's back bowl to make the green count. So he's got a fair margin of error.
So Alex will go in between the jack and the green bowl.
Yeah.
Again, reducing the shots available. He's just got to draw this, I think.
3 red.
A big bowl. Forehand draw down to the shot bowl.
Yep. Make your mind up, play the shot.
Plays a running bowl. It's got to be
Time
not
out,
too
Cole.
short, not too quick.
Ray has 3 timeouts remaining.
This is difficult. So down the forehand we go.
It's a draw line. This isn't bad, you know. This isn't bad.
Well, he's in the area. Needs to hold up
This
for the jack.
isn't
And come with it.
bad. Oh,
he's been unlucky.
Good effort.
Very
Second
good
end of the
attempt there
match,
from
Alex
Ray.
Marshall.
Well played.
Well, Alex Marshall pokes his head past the winning post and wins 2-0 on the tie break. And he sees himself in the second round against Nick Brett. So, just before you leave us today, we're going to look for tomorrow, starting at 10 o'clock, the mixed pairs, Jamie Chesney and Leslie Doig versus Greg Harlow and Catherine Rednall. 2 p.m. sees Stuart Anderson and Alison Merrion take on Nick Brett and Helen Carman from New Zealand. 4 p.m. Robert Paxton teams up with Ellen Faulkner to play Darren Burnett and Julie Forrest. And in the evening, 7:30 sees Paul Foster MBE, Janice Gower and David Gourlay MBE and Melanie de Roche. So once again, thank you very much for joining us down here at Potter's Leisure Resort, and we'll see you again for tomorrow. Good night. God bless everybody.
Good night from us.